Again, new details have emerged, shedding light on whistleblower Edward Snowden's whereabouts after he leaked classified documents to journalists back in 2013. It's been revealed that when he first went on the run from US authorities, he took shelter in the homes of refugees in Hong Kong. We spoke exclusively to lawyer Robert Tibber, who represented Snowden back then.
From the time that I received instructions and was briefed to provide legal advice and legal assistance to Mr. Snowden, a decision was made to place him in a location where basically he would be able to go underground, he wouldn't be identified or interfered with by the media or the government in Hong Kong or any other governments. And while he was under those circumstances, there were various means to communicate with Mr. Snowden. The primary means were through encrypted online communications. The existence of the refugees and their participation in providing a safe haven for Mr. Snowden when he was in Hong Kong will be disclosed in Oliver Stone's new film, Snowden.
You're making people very happy.
Thank you.
You ready for a little action?
Oh, this looks juicy. How is this all possible? Think of it as a Google search, except instead of searching only what people make public, we're also looking at everything they don't. Emails, chats, SMS, whatever. Yeah, but which people? The whole kingdom's Snow White.
Based on the reality that I have a limited number of clients, and that my clients who did not provide refuge to Mr. Snowden will be asking who these people are. So a decision was taken to introduce them to the public before the film comes out, so that the public can be informed and they can be presented as who they really are. These 8 refugees, with their participation in assisting Mr. Snowden, they're going to come under a lot more pressure. Quite simply, I would like to see these 8 refugees resettled in another country at the soonest time. When they met Mr. Snowden, they recognized that he was in distress, that he was seeking refuge, and they saw him as one of them. Because they themselves, in the past, when they fled their own countries, had experienced similar circumstances.
The Danish secondary school has been heavily criticised after it decided to divide its classes along ethnic lines in order to try to retain Danish students whose parents were objecting to the current mix. Its first-year students then have now been grouped into 7 classes. 3 have a 50% limit on the number of refugee students allowed in, and the other 4 consist solely of students of a migrant background. The measures only apply during the students' first 5 months at that school. After that, they'll be reorganised subject to their subject choices, is the plan. We heard earlier from both sides of the argument.
It's not allowed to sort students by ethnic or national background, because the signal that you send to the students in the all minority classes is that they're not good enough to be put in classes with Danes.
We have some real problems here, and I think it also shows our incompetent political leaders, because they have not been able to solve the immigration problems. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. It's not racism, it's simply a matter of how to make a school work. And right now it's not working.
I think the problem is somewhere else. The problem is with the parents and students who chose to find another school because they felt that minority students, too many minority students, would be a problem. Actually, this is an example of the integration success we've experienced, where more and more minority students go to high school, and that is a success.
But here there is a majority of people coming from different cultures. So it means that now it is the Danish students that is the minority. And I heard a schoolmaster on the radio the other day, and he was very unhappy about this situation, but he said the fact is that many of those students from other countries, they speak Turkish or even Arabic. It means that Danish students feel excluded. So this is not about integration, it's about segregation. So it means that you can feel very lonely as a Danish student.
I'm sorry, but they are all Danish children. They may not have a Danish citizenship, but Denmark is their mother country in most cases. And they do not speak a different language. they speak a lot of different languages, or that's the language that their family speaks. So it's not a matter of one group of ethnic minorities. I read somewhere that there were 44 different nationalities. So I think it's being twisted a bit.
But I think the problem is that the Danish government, Danish people have not been able to offer the Muslims a kind of society that they are attracted to. So I think we have some problems with our values, since they don't want to have our values but are just sticking to their own values. And this is the problem, that we don't see this kind of integration going very well.